All right, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this hangout this evening. Today, our topic is the justification for separation. And we have a beautiful panel with us today.
Yes, sir.
And I'll let each panel member introduce themselves. And I will start with our illustrious brother from the Realities Temple Ministry, Brother Taalik Ibn'rad. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings, big brother. Welcome.
Alaikum salam, brother.
Yes, sir. So tell the people, give the people an introduction of who this great brother is.
Yes, sir. Well, I don't know about the great part, but yeah, I am Angel Snub 7, your soul brother #1. That's the new title nowadays. Established 2007. Been on YouTube for about 10 years, and a lot of folks know the Realities Temple because I've been around a little while. And basically, my platform is to bring us, descendants of slaves born in America, give us a dose of reality. You know, a lot of us drift off into these different beliefs and ideologies and different systems or whatever. And that's a primary reason or component of why we can't be united as a people, because we so obsessed and loyal to these belief systems and want folks to believe what we believe and be like us. And that's not the issue. The issue should be what we have in common, and we have a common enemy here. So, you know, we need to unite against that which is oppressing all of us, regardless to your belief, to your ideology, because like the brothers we talked about earlier, when they bring that noose, they don't care whether you're a Muslim or you're a Hebrew or Kemetic or whatever the hell you're supposed to be. They ain't asking you no questions. The only thing they see is a dark-skinned face and that rope go around that tree. They don't trip off stuff like that. They don't care about no ideology. They don't even care if you are Uncle Tom. They don't care about none of that stuff. You know, they just have a victim, a target. We've been targeted for going on 500 years, and that's how they do things. Mm-hmm. But currently, I'm pretty sure that we're going to talk about this later on. We're currently on this campaign to take control of a state. You know, I'm loving it. I'm just loving it. I don't care where the idea come from or whatever. I just know that idea in and of itself is on an incredible level, and we need something. We need something big to boost us and put us back in this race.
Yes.
And I hope that these brothers join us and get on this soul train and let us get in this race and let us kick some butt. Let us stop being on the defensive and let us get on the offensive. Stop being reactionary. Let somebody else react to what we do for a change. Mm-hmm. You know? Let them defend against what we do for a change. You know, and I'm loving the whole situation myself. You just don't know. I see clearly now. The rain has gone. That's all I gotta say on the thing. You know.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Let's see. Our next brother, I believe, African.
Yes, sir. Well, actually, peace and love, you know, to all of the good brothers, you know, that's on the panel today, as well as, you know, the listening audience, you know, those who might be listening to me speak today. You know, I'm brand new here.
Yes, sir.
So, but at the end of the day, just to skip the formal introduction, I'm just one concerned Black man. I'm a concerned Black man that's fed up with racism and white supremacy. I am the descendant of a slave born in America. And today, you know, I come and join my brothers just to be able to offer any type of assistance to, you know, turn this dream into a reality.
Sure.
So I just want to say peace, you know, to the panel, and let's get this going.
Excellent. Thank you, dear brother. All right, and our last panelist, our brother, I don't know your name, but you're next.
Okay. Hi, peace to the gods on the panel.
Yes,
I want
sir.
to say thank you for letting me on here. And with me, man, I'm just representing my RBG nation. You know what I'm saying? And my whole goal is fighting for our reparations. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm. What's important to me, because it's not fair that every other ethnicity get this and we haven't got ours. So that's my goal. All that other stuff doesn't really mean anything too much. I mean, our history is important, and I'm just trying to claim what's mine. And I'm you know, that's what I want. That's what I'm fighting for.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. And again, I thank everybody for joining us. One thing that I always like to do is to make sure that we all have a common understanding of the different terms that we use, so that we that are speaking can understand, and also those who are watching can understand exactly what we're saying. Our brother from the RBG talked about reparations. When you talk about reparations, what does that mean to you? How would you define that, or what would that look like?
Same thing with the Native Indians and the Japanese Americans, the white Jewish, the German Jews, or if you want to call them. It was just monetary land, and just to be recognized as a nation. And I think that's the problem. We're not recognized as a nation. We're being slept on. We looked at as a bunch of inferior people, and we're not like that. So I just think that I believe in nationalization. We have to nationalize. We have to represent one flag. And that's the problem with Black people. If you look at the Caribbean parades, and everybody's rocking a flag. Was it American, Trinidad, Jamaican? Nobody's not coming together. I believe the Pan-African flag, and I see that a lot. I love repping one flag that represents the continent that our ancestors came from. So that's what the colors stand for. It's the representing the continent that our ancestors came from, and which our DNA does trace back to. So that's what I represent. I want us to come together, and that's my purpose, as unifying into a nation, and to be recognized as a nation, just like any other nation is recognized. So that's my goal.
Beautiful, beautiful. And another term that I'm quite sure will be used or thrown out during this conversation is white supremacy. And we would have thought by now that there would be a clear understanding or a clear definition that not only we who are victims of white supremacy would be able to understand. But it seems like somewhere there's a mark that has been missing, because the question is still being asked, what is white supremacy? Brother African, would you like to give a definition of white supremacy?
Well, if we look, in the white man's dictionary, white supremacy will be defined as a belief that white people are superior to those of other races. Now, I can't sit up and talk about the definition. I can only talk about how white supremacy affects me, like on a day-to-day basis. And it's just the way I look at white supremacy. It's a system that was set up to subjugate my ancestors, to deny them the freedoms and the opportunities that people with white skin have. So therefore, like, if I look around at a lot of these multi-billion-dollar companies that were founded, you know, during the day, because like my mother, my grandfather, they were brought up in, you know, during the time of Jim Crow, segregation. So it's like, I've heard all type of stories of my people, you know, traveling down south, you know, to make different type of business trips. And, you know, if they had to, you know, if they were hungry, you know, just wanted to stop and get a cup of coffee, or, you know, just grab a bite to eat. They had to wait until they could find a place that served colored people. So white supremacy is much deeper than that. But I can only speak off of some of my own personal, you know, experiences and just things that, you know, my forefathers went through. We could, you know, hey, we can write an entire book about how Black people have been subjugated, you know, underneath the domination of, you know, global white supremacy, and how it has, you know, really redefined, you know, history. So I'll just leave it there for the time being. But if anybody else would like to, you know, go deeper into that, you know, I'm definitely here today as a student. I have my student's chair pulled up.
Okay, brother.
Excellent. Would anybody like to add to what our brother said?
I want to add something. White supremacy to me is definitely a ideology, and basically is white supremacy is basically is a systematic racism. It's systematic. That's all it is. It's all about privilege and power and control. So when you look at anything with an ism, ISM, it's a system. So rather if it's a school system where they only going to teach you about European history, or if you in a court system, you know, you're going to serve more time than someone who's from a different race will serve more time than a white race. You know, all that is systematic, you know. So that's what white supremacy is. It's a practice of somebody else's theory. You know, that's all it is. It's someone's belief. So I practice on those beliefs. And this is where, you know, to me, that's what white supremacy is.
Excellent, excellent. You know, the thing that I would add in there is that a lot of people I've heard that they say, well, we just have to dismantle some of the systems and everything would be okay. But the problem from my vantage point, the problem with that is that the system came out of the mind of a man.
Right.
And if you leave that man, he will create or make another system just like it. So you cannot destroy a system and leave the person who created the system alone, because that person will recreate the system all over again. And so you will be fighting continually. And we can look at South Africa as an example. They have their parliamentary affairs loaded up on YouTube or TV, and I watch them daily. And what I see really angers me, because I've seen it now. We've all understood the theory that white and black cannot live together. We understood the theory. but the practical application to see it happening in government where blacks are the majority. So in South Africa, you have the ANC, you have the EFF, which is another black political group. Then you have the Democratic Alliance, and they're called the DA. And it's interesting because the DA is a mixed group with black and white. But when you listen to what the DA say and how the white DA members speak, they speak so disrespectfully to the black members of parliament. You will hear them say, you know, well, one of them said, he said something to the fact, well, I don't know your name. Speaking to a black woman, I don't know your name. And really, your name not even that important for me to even remember. So the blacks in the parliament, you know, they raised their hand to object because he was being, his language that he was using wasn't fitting the parliament. So they object and this, that, and the other thing. But they consistently fight with these white people. Huh. You know, they're talking about land. And Brother Malangwa, he wants to take the land without compensation. He wants to nationalize the banks. He wants to nationalize big industries that are in control by white people and let the government run it. But the white people are saying, you can't do this. This is undemocratic. You don't know how to run. You don't know how to run government, so you damn sure don't know how to run business effectively. And so there's this always big fight that goes on in parliament. And my mind tells me that when you would have became free, when you took control of the government, I would have thought you would have said, all y'all white people got 24 hours or less to get out of town or you in some trouble.
For real.
You know, I don't want to hear we need to have a commission on injustice. I don't want to hear it. We lived it. So why do I have to hear you say what you did to us? We already know that shit. What I want to see is I want to see you pay for what you've done. I want what was done to us to be reversed. So if you stole our land, we want it back. You killed our people unrighteously, we want you dead. If you're going to give me justice, then justice has to be real and it has to be immediate. And not this foolishness that they give us to say, let's run the government together. There is no run the government together because you are opposed to my being. You are opposed to me living. There is no such a thing that we could share government. There's no such thing that we can share. There's no such thing that we could really live in peace. I don't know if y'all saw the video where in South Africa, a sister and her children were at the restaurant.
I've seen that.
And the white dude was ready to beat her ass.
In front of the kids.
Yes. You know, and it's like.
And the black men didn't do nothing.
Exactly.
I couldn't believe it.
Exactly. How are you free in your own country and your woman be disrespected and you stand around as a man and watch? Mm-hmm. And you didn't bust this cracker in his mouth? Every black man in the restaurant should have black boot stomped his ass into the ground. But when we play this, let's get along and let's be lovey-dovey, that shit don't work. And we got to make sure that we don't represent that foolish way of thinking and that foolish way of acting, because it's wrong. It is wrong, and it equals death for us. It equals death for us, because we got to understand that those who have that mentality, white supremacy, they're like the cat and the dog. Now, I have a dog, and sometimes he'll sit in the window. And when he see a cat, he goes crazy. And I look at him in his hair be standing up. And he's just going over, and he'll jump down and run to the front door and run back in here, and he'll be like, you know, he wants me to open the door so I can let him out. But, you know, I'm not going to let him out because I know what he's going to do to the poor cat. But it's the same thing with them and us. When they see us, they want to kill us.
Yeah.
They don't want us to be. They don't want us to be free. They don't want us to be equal. They don't want us to be justified. They want us to be their servant. And we can't do that. We can't live that. We've done that enough. We've done that enough. So the question is, are we justified for the call, for the demand of separation? And what does separation look like? So I'll start there. Brother Angel Snub Nose number 7.
Yeah.
Are we justified in calling for a separation?
I'm gonna tell you. Like I said in a hangout last week, I believe we did that hangout on the same subject, and unfortunately you wasn't able to join us. But for me, I don't have to justify nothing. You know, justification is, for an example, I cheat on my wife, and my justification is she didn't wear a red dress. I wanted her to wear a blue dress. You know, that's the reason I'm trying to justify wrongdoing or whatever. But in this case, and she got to try to make up whatever. But in this case, I don't have to justify nothing. You're living in a position where these people cause you harm. And when they cause you harm, I don't have to justify. I don't have to justify not putting my hand on a hot stove, because that hot stove can burn me. I don't have to justify or give a reasonable excuse for anything that can cause me harm. I don't have to justify that. I have the right to avoid that which would cause me harm. I don't have to justify it.
That's right.
I don't have to justify it. I don't have to justify it. You know, other things you might have to justify because there might be a right and a wrong to it. But when you are a threat to my life, there is no wrong. I am in the right to protect my life from that which caused me harm. I don't have to justify that. You know?
Yes, sir.
I don't have to justify that.
Yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful. And when we look at separation, some people have said that, well, if you're talking about separation, then you're talking about what the white people did to us in segregation. And I say, no, segregation and separation is two different things. I want the panel to be able to, are y'all in agreement, first of all, that is two different things, separation and segregation?
Yes, because segregation is something that was dictated by whites, enforced by whites. Separation is something that we will do on our own. We will govern ourselves. It's not nothing that falls within the jurisdiction of any type of white law. So there's a huge difference. between separation and segregation.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Because that is true. There is a difference. There is a difference. And one thing that some of our own people don't really understand, that the common excuse is that, you know, it gets better in time. We've had a black president now, and you know, they were saying before Trump was elected that America has changed. America is now post-racial. Even though we've had more police killings under President Obama than we had previously.
True.
How would you explain to them who believe, and black people, fuck white people, but the black people who think that America is better because we've had the election of President Obama? How would you explain that to them?
Brother Guy, I know you're real critical of Obama. You probably would be the perfect one to answer this question.
You said the question was, how can you explain black people that just want to get it clear?
Yes, sir. The question is, how do you explain to black people who believe that since we've had President Obama as president, that America is actually, we're in post-racial America. Things have actually gotten better.
Wow, you cannot explain that, because you see, the thing is that black people, this is what I've been told from the Negropeans. I've been told that they didn't care about any type of change. They were just happy that it was the black face was there. They didn't care about nothing else. And that's what, to me, that's what scared me, because that was the more focus of the reason why he was voted in office was about change. But the question is, he didn't say what was he's going to change. The only thing that he changed was to give the LGBT more rights. Things that were considered sacred, like marriage and all that. He allowed those demons to get married just like a man and a woman to get married. So, and then if you look at Newsweek, they already claimed him as the first gay president. This is in Newsweek, the front page, the front cover. You can't miss it. So those black folks did not care. As this is what I've been told. They didn't care about change. They were just happy he was there. It was historical for them. That was a historical event. And if you look at Oprah and all these guys, you know, Jesse Jackson, how they were sitting there crying, it was just bogus to me, man. I was just like, come on. But you can't, if people are just stuck on this black president that was predicted 40 years ago by Bobby Kennedy, it was already, that's what I'm talking about. We go back to that systematic racism. So you can't, I think you can't. I mean, if they, you just can't. I don't think you could explain to them if their mind was just stuck on a face. Even when Dr. King says, judge a man by his actions than his skin complexion. They just missed that. So that's what I think. I just think that you can't explain to them.
I feel that we have just been through so much as a people. I don't get really off deep into politics, but I feel that we have been through so much of a people. Like, I think about my grandfather, who would have been in his 90s right now if he would have still been living. I just, when I say that, it's what Barack Obama represented to the average black person was change. I would say to the elder brothers and stuff that grew up during the Jim Crow time, that would have never in a million years imagined that a black person, you know, even though he's half black, would have ever been able to hold, you know, the highest seat in this nation. Now, when we talk about his accomplishments and maybe what he did, now we already know that he was an American president. He was nothing like, you know, Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton, you know, when they ran, you know, for the White House, because, you know, at least they did have a black agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Barack Obama never had a black agenda. You know, basically he was like just this unknown senator from Chicago that nobody really ever heard of. But all of a sudden, we've been beat over the head and beat over the back by the whip of the slave master for so many years. Just seeing a black person be able to sit in that high seat means a lot to black people.
Right.
So it's going to be very difficult to say anything wrong about him, because he represents change in the minds of black people that they can achieve. I'll just leave it there.
Right. Can I say this? We were just speaking about Oprah Winfrey and, you know, all the celebrities, a lot of these old, you know, and I did see a lot of the older brothers and sisters out in the audience too, and they was crying and weeping and, you know, over this. And I think Barack Obama had one of the most highest attendance for inauguration, you know, ever. You know, there was a lot of, and the weather was sort of bad too, but people still came out there. They wanted to see this man, you know, be sworn in as president of the United States. And Brother Maurice, I want to confess, y'all, when it was going on, I started to shut it to myself. Because it's the same old okie doke we fall for all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, the same old pacification. The same old, this is an opportunity to get close to Massa. Massa, we're getting closer to you, honey. We're getting closer to the, you know, I started shedding tears because if I didn't cry, you know, make it, you know, man, why we keep falling for the same old okie doke, the same old dazzle, the same pacification, the same old crumbs, the same old, the hope that Massa gonna finally accept me as like his own. Right. Barack getting ready to take us to the promised land. Go ahead, Barack. There you go, boy. You know, what's his name? Jesse was a little jealous of my boy. You remember he got caught talking some smack about Barack Obama.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah. Yeah,
I forgot exactly what he said, but he got caught talking about, he's sort of on the jealous side. Come on, Jesse, you know, you had your little turn. Mm-hmm. But then he turned right around at the inauguration. He was there crying too, like a little sissy. You know what I mean? They're so happy because people like Farrakhan and Malcolm and all these black separatists, they got to be wrong. Look, things is a changing for us now, y'all. We got a black man. You know, look at my little baby grandson. He can be a president too. He can be whatever he wants. Now look, now I admit, I confess now. To me, I mean, just looking on the outside, that's a beautiful family. That's really a beautiful representation. When you see Barack Obama and Michelle and those girls, I mean, come on. I mean, you got to admit, I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful family, you know. But when it's all said and done, it don't do nothing for us. You know, it's like eating an apple with no nutrients in it, and which I've done. I ate an apple, it couldn't have had no nutrients in it. It wasn't even sweet. But it was a pretty apple. It was a pretty apple, man. Nice and shiny, it was big and everything. But that apple didn't offer nothing. And you know, I sort of risked my life trying to get that apple because it was a tree that this old man didn't want us children to get the apple. My tree, it really wasn't even his tree. And we went to get the apple, and this dude actually gonna shoot at us.
Oh my God.
Get over the apple. Get over this apple. Then I get the apple, and it tastes just like water. Beautiful, I mean, beautiful fruit. You ought to have seen it. All the children saw these apples. Ooh, we got to have that, got to have it. Turned out to taste like water. I'm like, damn, we're gonna get shot over some water.
Mm.
You know, but that's how it is with us. I mean, we getting closer to can't you see? We going from 7th class citizens to number 6 now.
That's right.
You know, this is a wonderful thing.
Mm.
You know, going back to the segregation issue. Segregation is basically you separate, but you're still living in the same house. You know, that's what segregation was. You just live in the same house. You know, and unfortunately, and the suckers, it's one sucker that actually run the whole house. You still don't have no real say-so over nothing. Separation is exactly what it means. I'm getting the hell out of the house.
That's right.
I don't want to see you and you and you and nobody like that. I want out. We need to separate ourselves. That's the real solution. Whether we like it or not, some of us don't like it. It's not electing a new president. He's just a manager. He's just a manager in somebody else's house. That's not going to do you no good. Plus, this fella, even though he's dark-skinned, he don't care nothing about us like that. He didn't do nothing. Absolutely. Well, he did go off on us. You know, he told us, he told us and got on our case about what we should be doing or some crap. He went off on us.
Yeah,
he don't go off on other people, but he went off on us. I forgot what the issue was. He went off on us one day.
Told us to take off your bedroom shoes and put on your marching shoes. That's what he told us.
Which is good advice. I agree, Barack. You ain't in no position to really tell nobody nothing. But I agree with you on that. Yeah, I put on my marching shoes and march my ass right out of this damn house. That's what we need to be doing. I agree with you. You can have your presidency and you can have your YouTube and you can have all this other garbage with you. Take that, you have all that. I want my own. I want to get the hell out. I want to separate. That's the best thing. That's the best thing for us to do. Even the crackers themselves, escaping religious persecution or whatever the hell they was doing, they decided to separate themselves from other Caucasian people because they didn't like what was going on in Europe. That's right. And they was willing to risk their life, and they did, to come here to separate and get away from that which they believe was persecuting or oppressing them.
Mm-hmm. Taalik, can I add on something real quick?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, my brother.
All right. I don't know if y'all familiar with this, but Abraham Lincoln, right? Mm-hmm. And August 14th, 1862, Lincoln invited 3 black ministers to the White House. And his quote, I'm going to read you his quote. "You and we are different races. We have between us and the broader differences than exist between almost any other 2 races. Rather it is right or wrong, I need not to discuss, but the physical differences is a great disadvantage to us both. As I think your race," that's what he said, "I think your race suffers very greatly." So he knows that we suffer. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Very greatly. He used the word very greatly. Yes, many of them by living among us. That's what he said. He's talking about white people themselves. While ours suffers from this, hear me closely. This is what he said. This is the white man saying this. While ours, from his people, suffers from your presence.
Wow.
This is from Abraham Lincoln, right? That Negroes love so much. He freed them. Mm-hmm. In a word, we suffered on each side. If this is admitted, it affords a reason, at least, why we should be separated. Mm. This is from Abraham Lincoln, his quote. They quoted him. This is in the books.
He said, just the fact that you're here, just your presence. Yeah. It's like you are doing something. You committing crimes. Or just
yeah, but this is, remember, this is Honest Abe, right? Honest Abe. Okay, then. You can't get no honest in that.
Yeah.
Now, why? Now, I don't know if many black people know about that quote, but that is a quote that he said. He's speaking for all white people. Mm-hmm. Mm. Now, why, as our people, wants to still be with somebody that don't want to be, that can't stand inside of them?
Wow.
And I can't understand that logic. Now, if somebody don't want to look, Taalik, brother, you know, as we both know, if somebody don't like you, you're gonna stay away from them. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to the other side. You don't have to see me no more.
Right.
That's just nature, right?
Yes, sir.
You don't see the lion going to hang out with the tiger. They don't like each other.
Right.
I mean, that's in the animal world. That's nature. Hell, you don't see flowers. You don't see flowers hanging out with another group of flowers. You know what I'm saying? You don't see. Think about it. You don't see daisies growing with sunflowers. You just don't see that. It's the same thing. We need to learn from nature. We out of touch of nature. Now, here's the white man saying that we should be separated.
It was an unnatural event that brought us together to begin with. It's not like we got together due to mutual respect and love or whatever like that.
Right.
You know, this was a natural event, an event of exploitation of one against another, and then you treated this other party like to say that we was treated like animals really is still putting it lightly, because being human beings, the traumatic mental effects is so devastating also. It's just not the physical. I mean, right. You have caused us very serious harm. Mm-hmm. But you know, but that's how it is when you are in an abusive relationship. Many of those who are in abusive relationships, they fall in love with the abuser. Mm. In fact, y'all know that sometimes people who are in an abusive relationship, they view that abuse as love. Do I have to say that again? They see the abuse as love. If you don't slap me in my mouth, you don't love me. You don't kick me in my ass. If you don't lick my son, you don't love me. That's how it is in an abusive relationship. Abuse becomes a form of love.
But look what happened during the when that white boy has shut up those non-black people in the church. You heard what they said? They forgive, and these grown kids. One of their mothers got shot up. Shot up like a dog, like a straight dog, and they're gonna say, "We forgive them." No anger, no nothing. Now somebody shot my mama. I'm going to war with everybody. You know, I'm not talking about peace. They'll just have to kill me. There's gonna be no peace. But they said they forgive that white boy, that monster.
Yes,
I couldn't believe it. And like I said, you could YouTube that.
You know, one of the questions that we got in our chat room that I wanted to ask the panel about institutional racism. Institutional racism affects the Black community through housing, media, education, and the criminal justice system. Is there a way to overcome that being connected in America? Can we overcome that without separation?
I think you hit on that earlier. I think, Brother Maurice, or maybe I've been in 2 hangouts today. I don't know which one is which. But look, the systems of this nation, and I think Brother God did talk about that in our earlier hangout. These systems, from their very foundation, they were designed against us from the very beginning. They was founded on it. They was founded upon the destruction and the exploitation of dark-skinned people. From the very, that's what it's made for. That's what it was designed and created for, to keep in control and maintain dark-skinned people in this nation, to keep you in a servant-like position, regardless if it's actual and physical change, and it just switched what it needed to do, so it can relate now that you are physically out of bondage. but it's still maintain and keep us under control. Because anybody in their right state of mind, the only thing on your mind will be whipping the hell out of these folks, murdering, killing these people. If you was in your right state of mind, but you were not in our right state of mind. So the system of white supremacy or racism is designed to keep you docile and under control. But we're not in our right state of mind. So since these systems from its very foundation was designed to control us, you cannot work with something that actually was designed to destroy you. It was designed to destroy you. How you gonna work with that? You know, it's just like the Terminator. You know, Terminator is programmed, you must destroy Maurice Muhammad. You know, that's what it was designed for. It's gonna keep after Maurice Muhammad till it destroys Maurice Muhammad. There is no deprogramming or whatever trying to work with the Terminator. I must destroy Maurice Muhammad. There's no, and that's what, you know, that's what it was designed for. That's what it was designed for. Just like a hammer was designed to hit the nail, just like any other tool was designed to do what it was supposed to do. These systems was designed specifically for that purpose. You have to get rid of it. You have to move them out the way or separate yourself completely from them, because you're never, it's not going to allow something that it was designed to destroy to control.
Exactly.
That just don't make any sense to me.
Exactly. 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 It's not.
It's not going to happen.
Definitely not.
Just like Brother Maurice was talking about South Africa and all that stuff going on. You know, the apartheid system, which is still in effect. It has not been totally destroyed. And within that system, you can't do that. You got to let the white farmers have it, because that's what it was designed for.
That's right.
It's not a just system.
That's right.
Because a just system would say, okay, well, you know, we was in the wrong. Unfortunately, y'all, you know, we got to give it up. You know, you got to go back to Europe, or you have to learn how to live peacefully among these people here. That's justice. But since Caucasian supremacy, pink supremacy still is in effect in South Africa, oh no, let's have a panel. Let's discuss. Ain't nothing up for discussion, man. You had your day.
That's right.
Over. You shouldn't even had your day. Matter of fact, you really should have your head rolling in the street for real.
That's right.
We allow you to continue to operate around here a little bit. You luckily, I'm talking to your ass, period.
That's right.
So there is no, you can't operate, you cannot, there is no negotiation with something that wants to eat you. You know, when a dog want to bite you, and that's what's on the dog's mind, there is no negotiation. It's either you or the dog. I had a run-in like that in California with a dog like that, man. That dog, I mean, I'm tired as hell. I'm walking down the street. I'm so tired, man. Plus, I'm an older guy now. I can't be running off. I'm passing by this fence, and these two dogs, you know, they doing their thing, barking, and I'm like, they behind the fence, no big deal. But as I'm walking down the street, the fence disappeared, and the dogs come out on the street with me. Ooh. Oh, hell. Now, the one dog, it decided to turn back around because the fence had ended, and I guess it said, well, the fence ended, I'm going to go back where I came from. But this big boxer thing, he was determined to bite me. And brother, I'm too old to be running. And plus, come on now. I'm like, damn, I'm too tired for this. The dog come out, and you know, like I said, I'm an FOI. I was trained to defend myself. I got in my little position. All right, here we go. See, a dog only has one part of him that can cause you harm. That's his mouth. So I get in my little karate stance, and he gets ready to charge, and I'm focused on knocking the hell out of him, out of his mouth. He runs, man. I kicked the dog, gave him one of them karate kicks right in his jaw. He's like, oh, man, I kicked the hell out. I mean, he did some rollover. That dog like, what the hell? And so that wasn't enough. He got back up. He gonna come on with it. Now the second time, on my, you know, I'm thinking about, I'm finna kill you now. You know, I'm getting ready to kill you. You know, we was taught that chokehold, that famous chokehold that they be killing Negroes with. I was taught that by a brother, you know, when I was in FYI. So I'm finna kill this dog now. And he get ready to come, but then I guess he decided to back off. Because I'm not running. I'm too old. I can't do that. it's me or you, dude. I got to fight you. It's not happening. So he backs off. So you got to fight. He was determined to try to bite me and cause me harm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you got people actually was mad. You hurt that dog. What? Did you see this damn dog try to bite me? They actually was on the dog side.
Yeah.
You know, the dog, no, get the hell out of here. No, brother, no, we ain't going for that. No. We must find a way to begin a process of separation. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes when a man and a woman who's married can't get along no more, sometimes the best thing, y'all got to divorce. You got to separate. Because if you keep this going on, I'm going to stay together for the children. Okay, you stay together for the children, then one of the partners end up killing the other. One go to the morgue and one go to prison. Now, how do the children benefit? But if they had separated, then, you know, things would be much more cordial and the children still have both of their parents. And sometimes when you separate, so look, sometimes when you separate, your interaction with the other person, a lot of times it becomes even better. More people get along, a lot of folks who are divorced get along better being separated and divorced than they was when they was married.
That is true.
But I want to, you know, but I'm not interested in being married with these people. I like to divorce and get the hell away, you know. You do your thing, I do my thing. You know, it's just simple as that. You know, that's the purpose of separation and divorce. I don't want to see you. You know, I don't want to see you no more. I don't want to see your smile. I don't want to hear your voice. I don't want to see your shadow. It's just been, I spent 500 years with you. That's enough, okay? All right, you have a nice day. See?
I want to add something. We're dealing with the education. Says I don't know if you saw it on the news how the sister got fired because she was trying to teach Black history.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I thought that was deep. I think, and then you notice that a lot of people, not a lot of people, I think some Black folks are now home training. Home training now. They're trying to get out of the public school system because there's a lot of, you know, they try to indoctrinate our children with with self-hate and white supremacy ideologies. So, you know, I mean, basically is that is a form of control. They want to teach our children that white is better, and like I said, their history is only up to Greek and Rome. There's nothing past that. You know what I mean? So that's when they teach the children, when it comes down to history, like going backward, they're not going to go into ancient Kemet. They're not going to talk about, hey, this is what your people did, and things. They won't even say thank you. They won't even say, yo, thank you for teaching us music, how to dress. They won't even say that. They'll make it seem like they started all that. They the one who created music. They'll talk about Mozart and all these other things. So, you know, we have to. I don't think that it's going to be very hard to teach our children under the white supremacy as far as education is concerned. You know, either we're gonna home train, or we just gonna have to prepare our kids at home and say, look, and challenge the teachers, have them challenge the teachers. Because one thing about white supremacy don't like anybody, especially somebody Black, to challenge them.
Right.
I think you got to prepare your children for war, and and show the system that and just use the system against them. Sometimes we might have to do that. So there's many ways we can play with it. You know what I'm saying? So but no, as far as us you know, getting the as far as accepting that, as far as accepting the education system and what they indoctrinate our children, no. I don't think we can't go for that.
Exactly. And I wanted to read 2 questions from the chat room. One of the questions, and basically they actually go together. How should we spend our money as far as separation goes? Should we plan to use it to buy land in America or in Africa? And then there's a second part to that goes, what do you think? What do you all think about humbling ourselves and leaving the comfort of living in this country and instead living a simpler life without the ease and access that we have here in America? So moving to Africa.
All right, so let's tackle the first question first. Let's do one question at a time. Taalik, I'll let you get this one. The first question.
That's a good question.
Give me the hard one.
You have to think on it. That's a very great question, and I wish I had the answer. Basically, they're saying, what should we do with our money?
That was the first question. Yes.
Yeah. Buy land, and with our money, what we need to do. How do we use our money as far as separation?
I wonder what Brother Maurice has to say about that, because he seems to be very educated. Yeah, because
Brother Maurice,
that's a hard one. That's a hard question. I'm not sure I have the right answer.
Give my 2 cents there. Y'all want to say the thing?
Okay, well, I'll let you go ahead, Brother Angel, and then I'll come behind you. Come behind you.
All right. My thing, using our monies as far as, buying land and whatever. We have a lot of land. A lot of us, we already have a certain amount of land. We own houses and we own farmland. We already own a certain amount of land in this nation anyway. We already doing that. A lot of it has been stolen by the Peckerwoods, of course, as you know. So, and the problem here is that your land or whatever you use your money for, the main problem, brother and sisters, is the fact that you're under the control of your oppressor. That's your main problem. So, you can buy all the land you want to, and your oppressor said, yeah, but you're gonna pay me some damn taxes. You can buy and own whatever you want to in this land, but if you don't control the politics and the laws, it don't mean nothing. Your oppressor is the one, your oppressor is the greatest beneficiary of anything that you do. So whatever you do, you're actually, as long as we're here and not separated and not in control of the land or anything or the resources that we are able to buy, you're still under the foothold of your oppressor. And that's not no good, because really, when it's all said and done, he can take it all from you at any time. When it's all said and done, you will invest yourself into all of this, and then, because they control the laws or whatever, because they even do it to Caucasian people. It's a thing called, I'm pretty sure y'all heard of, called eminent domain. And they use that bad boy to be just taking, they even have white folks crying. Oh, this been in my family for 100 years. Yeah, get your ass off. We're gonna give you something of the value of your property. Get off. We taking it. So you really in America, you don't own nothing.
That's true.
Because if you don't pay them taxes or whatever, they gonna take it. The government will take your crap because you owe them a certain amount. You really don't own nothing. You have the illusion of ownership. But even so, to answer the second part of the question is about the simple life. I agree and I concur 1000%. Because if you have been listening to Brother Maurice and myself, we've been on a campaign to take control of a state. And in order to be successful in that action, we have to, in order to free up the extra monies to do other better things, we would suggest to the population that we live a more simpler life. And we need to come up out of this material, looking at all this material wealth as success. Because if you take that out of the equation and not so materialistic, we actually can create more jobs. You can create more jobs and you can spend more time with your family because you're not trying to maintain this mansion, 4 or 5 cars. And, you're not trying to do all this kind of crazy stuff. You know, you're not becoming a hoarder. So since you're not becoming a hoarder, you free up money that can go to other people so they can enjoy their life. It's much easier. It's much easier to, matter of fact, I would even suggest, you know, that we look at the Amish as an example. The Amish people are in America, but they live a very simple life. You don't even hardly hear about them. But believe me, they are here. And the areas where they're at, they actually run the show. I know because I see it all the time. I meet them all the time. They run the show where they live. And you don't even know. See, we can actually do that. Get down on the down low. The Amish are on the down low, but they still American citizens and all this kind of good stuff and whatever. I mean, we don't have to live the life like the Amish, because I know y'all love YouTube and, you know, Facebook and all that. Y'all don't want to go that low, you know, riding the cow to school. I know you don't want to go that low. But we don't have to base our success on all this material garbage. You know what I'm saying? And that frees up a whole lot of income to do a whole lot of other stuff. You know, you don't have to work yourself 65 years old. And then that's, you know, basically the average person, I believe in America, they said that men live in America 69 years old, women live a little long, like 74 or something like that. But, you know, they got it set up where you work all your damn life. And by the time you retire, you know, you don't have that much time to live, and you don't work for somebody else. You don't have time to enjoy your wife, your children, your dog Spot. You know, you're doing all this damn labor for somebody else. We can create a system if we choose not to live so damn lavishly, where now you can work, make a decent living, and, you know, live modestly, live simple, and have time to be with your loved ones. And I can guarantee you, if we do that, the divorce rate will go down, for adultery and cheating on people, all that, because you have time to spend with your people. But, you know, when you don't have time to spend with your wife and you're on the job with another woman, you begin to get to know her just as much as your wife, and that's when people start drifting away from their marriage vow, and that disrupts the family. But when you have more time to spend with your family, then you can develop that togetherness with your wife and your children more so. And your children don't become juvenile delinquents because mom and dad have an opportunity to spend more time with their children and raise your children properly the way they should be, instead of the streets, instead of MTV and BET and all this other garbage that our babies watch. So yeah, I concur with transforming ourselves. Plus, why do you want to live the same type of lifestyle like your oppressor? Because the oppressor he's a materialistic. Everything about him is on the physical thing. You know, success is money, money, money. Things that is not alive. See, we should care, since he represents death, we should represent life. Our success is how we love one another. Our success is how we treat this earth. Our success is how we treat life on this planet. That's our success. His success is the destruction of this planet. His success is the murder of life. So you don't want to live like him anyway. And we would be successful if we take that type of attitude. So I do concur with a simple life, and the hell with buying land and all that stuff. As long as your oppressor has his foot up your backside, it's a waste of time, because since he's in control, anything can happen at any time. You don't own nothing. So why give him money, and he can take your crap anytime too. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Yes, sir. And I'll come by and I'm going to paint a picture for everybody. So I hope that I'm painting a good picture, but I'm going to paint you the vision that we see. And while I'm painting it, I'll explain how we're going to achieve this. Because I know a lot of us will be thinking, the nigga done lost his mind. He must be drunk or something. Or he's giving a pipe dream, but I'm giving you reality because it happens every day right here in America. Our plan is we should take a city. It is not illegal to take over a city. You just move there. You find a city that's low inverse, but you pick a city that is easy for you to take over. You pick a city that will give you access to water. Okay. You pick a city that's easy to defend. And then you move the people there and you run for mayor, you get in, you got your mayor in, your mayor will decide who's the police chief. You fire every white police, not every white police officer, you fire everybody on the police force. You fire them all. You leave none. You fire every last one of them. Those who come with you already understand the way we think. So we fill the police force up with people who think the way we think, okay? Because then you're not going to have police brutality. It ain't going to happen. It's going to stop because the people that are now police officers don't believe in that. Right. They understand when they're dealing with their people and how things operate. So you get into the school board, you replace everybody that's there, bring in new school board members, the teachers. If they're not teaching what we say should be taught, because we're going to change the curriculum. Right. And those teachers that ain't aboard, they can get a pink slip. And we bring in who we want as teachers to teach our children. We have a city. So that means we're in charge of land. We're in charge of land. We have the ability now to say this land is dedicated for agriculture, so we grow our own food. We don't have to go and depend on Monsanto to give us food because we grow our own food now. We have access to water, so we can have international trade and commerce. Since we control the police, we can have them, or we can have but we will have a militia to back up the police. Okay? The reason we're going to have a militia to back up the police is because there will be a time where white folks are going to test us. Let's just keep it real. There's going to be a time where they're going to test us, just like they tested us in Black Wall Street. And what happened? Our people were killed, and you know, the city was never rebuilt back to the standard that it was. So we've learned that. So our militia will back our police. For when the enemy moves, then we will respond. And what you have to understand is that we know the play of the enemy. So we're not worried about what they will do. We got to do what we have to do. So we're setting up international trade and commerce. So we can go to South Africa. We can go to Nigeria. We can go to Ghana. We can go to Cuba. We can go to Venezuela. We can go to these places and say, look, we got this set up here. This is what we're offering. What do you bring to the table? And they bring what they're offering. And we set up internationals, and we can deal with big issues. And as we secure one city, we're going to move and take another city, because black people are going to be like, damn, they really did that. And they're going to keep coming. And they're going to keep coming. And we'll say, let's take this one. And we're going to take these cities strategically within this state. Before you know it, we have taken a complete state. We're in charge of a whole state now. Now, I'm quite sure people are thinking, well, the federal government is not going to let you take control of a state. Well, we just lived through where so many states, when Obama was president, was trying to leave. They were signing petitions and doing this and doing that. When they see what we have done, they're going to say, fuck it, I'm going to do what they've done. And they're going to do what they do. So it's a strategic positioning that we're doing. as somebody in the chat room said, this is chess.
Yes.
And this is what it is. This is chess. We're strategically moving pieces into place to support our overall picture of separation. And as me and Angel Stubbnose number 7 was talking earlier, and he said, brother, what we're doing is actually the fall of America. And it is. It is. We have been taught right. Now, what is the evidence of the correctness that we've been taught? The evidence is we put it to practice and we produce what we gotta have, not producing it coming from a beggar to a master. No, we produce it like gods. We're not asking you, we're taking it.
Right.
And we're making it happen. And the beauty of it all, it's not illegal.
Right.
This is the laws that they set up. Now, what they're going to do is try to change certain laws, but by that point, it's too late because we're already in power and we control the law because we can set it up now. We will say this is a law, this is a law, this is a law. They won't be able to touch us. It's just as you see in these, what do they call it? Sanctuary cities, where they're going against the federal government because locally they have made laws that protect the immigrant, but the hell with you and me. You and me, we'll suffer in a city that's protected for immigrants, but we still get killed. We still get beat. There's no protection for us. God damn it, we will make the protection and we will enforce it. And you'll be safe in your city. You'll be safe in your state. And you'll be safe not because we begged and we pleaded.
Right.
God damn it, you'll be safe because we took it and we made it.
That's right.
That's how you'll be safe. That is your separation. That is your freedom. That is where we are today. That is the message that has to be carried, that we're going to separate and we're going to do it now, not 20 years down the road. This is going to happen in our lifetime. This is what we were born to do. So those who think that this is a pipe dream, I suggest you wake up real quick, because this is where it is. This is where it's coming to. This is the path that we are on. And God damn it, we will not turn away and become cowards to what we were born to do. We will not do that. We will make this happen. This is real. This is real. Brothers, you all want to make a comment?
You can't get no more real than that.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that was deep. Yeah, but I agree. I think, like I said, like my brother Malcolm said that, he was telling he was just like, yo, we believe in being self-efficient, and he was just saying that, he was talking about reparation. He would say, look, just give us our own state. You remember he was talking about to give us our own state so we can build and prosper among ourselves. So he did say that, and I agree with him on that. I always say that our money should be put together, because if you study every ethnicity, people are learned as a group, because we talk about group economics. So when you talk about group economics, people put their money together. They run in rush, to make to build the restaurant and stuff like that. And when you start building businesses, you make more, you generate more money and more money. Then next thing you know it, you start to control the land. Now you start buying property, you start buying this and that. So first, I always say we got to get our money up. That's number one. Our money is going to into the wrong hands. If you look at the churches, especially here in New York, where I'm at in Brooklyn, they have 8 churches on every block, and there's no businesses. So we can run Brooklyn, but the money is not going into businesses. It's going to the church. It's going to the mosque. It's going to the, you know what I mean? Anything but into businesses. Now, like I said again, I'm in among black people, right? You know, you're talking about Brooklyn, where there's mostly black business, mostly black people, but there's no black businesses. You know who's in the black? You know who got black businesses? The Arabs, the Asians. They running the show. The Indians, they running the show. But we're the fucking tenants. Excuse my language.
Exactly.
You know. But what I'm saying is that we don't have that. We have to build economic power, and the economic power has to go on businesses. So I agree with you, brother. We can create get our own state. But where the question is, we have to make sure the money goes into that state, not out of that state. You know what I'm saying? So we have to put our money where it belongs, instead of going to the churches, instead of going to the other people's other races' hands. It has to go out. The money has to circulate 100 times before it leaves us. The money leaves us one time. So if I go to a store, I'm not going to a store that my people's running. Guess where I'm going? I'm going to the Arab store. So that money, that dollar, goes to his community. It doesn't do nothing for us. Our community is still a ghetto. That's why Chicago is so messed up. Because black people don't own nothing. They don't run nothing. They don't got no businesses. At the end of the day, it's all about businesses. So if I go to Mississippi, who I'm going to work for? Will I work for somebody white, or I'm going to work for someone black? And if my money, if I go to a store, what that money is going to? Is that money going to a black family, or to a white family, or to a red family? So that's the question, what I'm saying. Because yeah, we can all migrate, but are we still going to be talking about the same issue? Like, damn, we all these black people here, but we don't got nothing. So we have to make sure that dollar circulates among us, and make sure it has to be always between the black family. We got to take care of black families. Black families is the most important thing. As far as that whole interracial thing, I'm not down with that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because if just say, for example, if I'm married to a white woman and I die, and she gets mine, guess what that insurance policy gonna go to? It's gonna go to her and her white family. So the thing is, my brother, what I'm saying is that dollar is very important. Money is very important. So we got to make sure that money circulate among us, just like the white Jews, just like the red people, just like the brown people, just like the yellow people. We got to make sure black people, that dollar connects with us, and that's what more important. I agree with you, everything you said, but if black people can't control their own borough, because that's where I'm living in a borough. How the hell are we gonna control a state and we don't run nothing?
Exactly.
Because think about it. Look at what white people do. Don't they buy off their politicians to work for them? How you think Barack Obama was controlled? They even paid Barack Obama not to do nothing for black folks. We need to do the same thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you are 100% correct. 100% correct. And there would be no such thing as a store in our city that is operated by Arab, white, Chinese, or whatever. That's not going to happen. This city will be ours. So the businesses in the city will be ours. And I know some are saying, well, how are you going to discriminate? Because there's laws that say you can't discriminate. White people have a very fine way of making their way around laws. They have a very fine way of using double talk. Well, we will have a very fine way of making our laws to fit our situation. We're going to let it be known. And this is something that can be done in each and every community, whether you decide to come to our city or not, because you should not. And I was just home in Philadelphia. And in North Philly, there are so many different stores that are not owned by our people. They're owned by whites and Puerto Ricans and everybody else except us. And the money doesn't stay there. It goes back out. And to me, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. You're going to open a business in our neighborhood and you're not even going to employ the people that live in the neighborhood. You're not even going to give money to schools that's in the neighborhood. See, we have to shut these places down. As simple as that. Shut them all down because they have no right to be there. And when we shut them down, we open them back up with our people. But see, we can't have scared to death men and women to talk like this because they'll never bring it. But this is something that has to happen today. And it can happen when we say this is what we're going to do, and then we make it happen. And we do it. Because if we don't control our economic dollars, as you said, somebody else is riding the car and we're the passenger. And then we're subjugated to what somebody else says. Then if we're subjugated to what they say, then we're not free. Then we're not free. Then everything we have done is in vain. And that's not where we're going. We have learned. We have learned from the past. We should understand the technology that these people use, the double speak with their language that they use. And we understand that that shit's not happening here. Not with this group. It may have worked with the leaders in the past, but it's not working here. It's not working today. So if it means that I got to burn you out, you getting out. If it means that I got to threaten you out, you getting out. Because there is no negotiation with that. Exactly. And for those who say, well, if you put them out, then we don't have nothing to do. Wake up and stop being a slave. You can make decisions. You can make business decisions. Our people are going to come. We be responsive to our people. The business, black business, has a responsibility to our people, just as our people have a responsibility to black business. Right. Neither of us can get along without each other. So the way that we handle our business cannot be the way that capitalism and white America handles their business. Right. It can't be that way. Right. We have to do it on our way and on our terms. And we need you all to come and help us. Because shit, I don't know it all. Right. I know my part. I'm good on my part. But outside of my area, that's where y'all come in and you put your area and you go to work doing that. Because this is not something that Brother Maurice can do by myself. Angel Snubnose number 7 can do by itself. It can't happen. Right. But all of us with that mind that understand what we got to do, come together and put our thoughts in there to make the plan and make it successful and then implement. That's how we're going to be successful, because all of us are a part of the puzzle to know how to make it work. And that's why we need each other to make it work. And it will work. We just got to come together and do it. Right. It's very, very simple. Very simple.
And you know what? That goes back My mic is doubling for some reason, but yeah, that goes back to that second part of the question. Are we ready to live a simple life and get rid of this materialistic mindset? Because like in our state, like you're saying that there's you know, anti-discrimination laws, so we wouldn't just necessarily be able to keep white people away. But here's the thing: if we didn't shop in their stores, these people would get the hell out of all these communities. If we could just learn how to live a simple life, and if we quit like spending money up in the, you know, Arab and Chinese stores and stuff like that, they would get the hell out of our communities. So I mean, I just want that kind of was like the answer within itself. That second part of that question was just saying that we have to get the people, you know, on the same, you know, mindset though. That's the only thing. It's just reaching people. But the question that I have for you guys is, what's the first step? Like, what could somebody such as myself, who is a supporter of this plan, what could I personally do? Like anybody that supports this plan, like, well, what could we personally do to, you know, play our part?
Yes, sir. Excellent question. Excellent question. We've already had one meeting thus far where we have picked out in Mississippi. We picked out 10 cities that we're currently doing research to see out of that 10 which city would be the best, and we'll go and check it out and see. But for people who want to join and be a part of this and offer your expertise, send us an email. You can email me, mmuhammad95@gmail.com, or email our brother Angel Stubnose #7, call us or whatever, get in touch with us and tell us, what is your area of expertise? What do you offer? What do you want to serve? And then that way we can get you. It may not be nobody that's over the business aspect of, okay, we need this, that, and the other thing. And there you go. This is what you got. You go run it, make the report so we can come back and see, how do we do this or how do we do that? You know, we need all areas. We need people who know how to grow food without the stuff that Monsanto and the rest of them put in the soil. So we need people to understand, how do you farm? I don't know nothing about farming. So we got to have somebody to know, how do you farm? We got to have people to understand, how does the electricity work? You know, what happens if the electricity power thing blow up? Do we got people to know how to fix it? You know, we gotta have people who know how water systems, so that we make sure that our water stay pure. Because if they try to poison the goddamn water, we got to be able to know how to spot it. You know, so we got to be able to know these things. So you all that are out there, get in touch with us and tell us your area of expertise, so that we can pull you in and say, okay, well, this is what we need. Because we're going to need doctors. We're going to need nurses, because the hospitals, white people ain't going to want to stay. They're going to leave thinking that they're going to hurt us, thinking that they're going to hurt. We don't want you there anyway, because we don't trust you. So we need our own doctors. We need our own nurses. You know, we need now. We work in these facilities. We work in these, you know how to run it. You know what to do and what not to do. Bring your expertise and come on and put this stuff to work for you and your people. This is what we got to do, and we can do this. This is what we can do. Definitely. Beautiful questions.
Brother Maurice, I want you to expound on, because you brought it up earlier in our talks, in our early talks. And it's going back to what we were speaking about as far as keeping the money within our own systems. And you brought up the example, because there are some towns in America right now, they actually develop their own money.
Yes.
And we can do that too. Before it actually leaves our community, we will make sure that it rotates in our community. We can develop our own currency that can only be used within our location. You can expound on that, brother. You was talking about that, what you heard about that.
Yes, sir. There are several cities in America in different parts. I know Seattle, some in New York, where they have developed their own money. And within their community, they spend their own money. One is called the Berkshire, where they go out and they, in their community, they set their own value and it spends within their area. And some have even have it where the local banks will do exchange for their currency to exchange it out for American dollars. The only thing that stops us is our ability to imagine and to pull it into practice.
Yes.
That's the only thing stops us. Because everything that we think we can't do, it's already being done, and it has been done for years. And again, it's not against the law.
Right.
It's not against the law. It's happening right now. Right now, these things are going on in white neighborhoods.
Yeah.
In white neighborhoods. If you do your research, you will see these cities that are trading, that have their own money, and they spend it based on the value that they say it is. See, when you're a free people, the greatest thing that you have is your ability to define. And you use your ability to define. Nobody can come and say, this is that. See, the dollar has value because you say, yeah, it has value. So you take it to somebody else who say, yeah, it has value, and you spend it. Now, when the American economy drops and the dollar has no more value, they say you should have gold, right? But my question to everybody who tells me I should have gold, I say, okay, you got gold, but I got food. Now, you come to me with gold and say, I'll give you my gold for some of your food. I'm going to tell you, no, I don't want your gold. I'll keep my food and my ability to feed my family. So what we decide, what we defined as value is value. And we don't let somebody else define what is value. So within the city, we make what we want. Yes, that's right, Jamie Justice. Ithaca, New York. Ithaca, New York, that is one of them. That is one city that they do that with. We can do it. We have the power and the ability to do it. So we should never let something stop us because we think it can't be done. While you thinking it can't be done, somebody else is doing it already. It's just like, you know, they got the Uber and this car and that car. Well, when I was growing up in Philly, it wasn't called Uber. It was called the Hack. It was called the Hack. And the brothers be out there at the supermarket. You need a ride? Hack man, $5. You know, you at the bus station. You need a hack. You need a hack. They give you a ride home. Well, that was black people who did that. Now they call it Uber. Now they call it Lyft. But you was already doing it. You were already doing it. Let's be free.
Right.
Let's be free.
Simple as that, brother.
Yes, sir.
Simple as that, y'all. Simple as that. There really should be no more to be said. We want to be free. Just like Nike said. just do it. Just do it. You know, forget the talk. There's only so much talk that you can do. I get sick of talking.
That's right.
Let's just do it. Matter of fact, if you do what needs to be done, then it's worth talking about.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now it's worth talking. Matter of fact, once you do it, then you don't have to talk about what somebody else did. Oh, they created the pyramids and they done this and they done. The reason why we want to concentrate on what somebody else did because you're not doing nothing yourself.
That's
because
right.
when I'm doing something myself, I don't have time to talk about what somebody else did. I'm doing my own thing.
That's right. That's right.
It's nice what they done, but I can do also.
That's right. That is right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely in support. And
oh, I will say this. I'll say this. In the beginning of this project, you know, the main thing right now, what we need is to get the word out.
Yes.
You know, mirror these videos, share them with your friends, your family. You know, you can make flyers, simple baby cheap flyers, you know, that have a link, guide them to the video so they can watch the conversation. The people, the masses need to know, because they cannot act on something they don't have no knowledge of.
Mm-hmm.
So the first real step in this campaign got to be the message. They have to know, you know, because we can't, if the plumber don't know nothing about this, how can he bring his skills to us?
That's right.
The masses, the people have to know. They have to know that this, they have to know with all this other stuff going on, that this here also exists.
Yes.
And then if they examine it, they're going to find out that what is happening here is the real deal and it's the best way to go. There's nothing, I'm telling you, there's nothing that anybody is saying or doing that can compare to what we are doing here. Nothing.
Nothing.
They can't compare. They can't even get close. It's small potato. Not to say it's not nice. It's nice that you opened up an African Center school. It's nice that you have a business. It's nice, whatever. Those things are nice. But you need to create a movement and something on a large level, because we 500 years behind in this race.
Yes.
We got to think big. We got to think something that's going to give us some power, because all these little things we talk about still don't bring you power. But if you take control of a state, that's the first time we would ever have power. Because when that state talks, they're going to listen.
That's
But
right.
us as individuals in these little cliques, they ain't going to listen to that. When you have the power of a state behind you, you can talk to the government and say, look, we have political prisoners that y'all have. We don't expect you to let them free, but why don't you hand them over to the state and let them live the rest of their lives out in dignity? We'll take care of them. You have the power and the influence to talk to the federal government on that level. As a state, you have the power to even ask for reparations if that's what you want. Anything that you can imagine, your business, the African Center, anything that you want to, under the power, once you gain the power of a state, the influence of a state, the doors just open up, all kinds of stuff can happen. And you know, and your businesses within the state, you know that we're going to make it so that your state can operate. You're not going to put all these obstacles and make things hard for you to operate in your state. But outside of the state, well, you know what's happening outside the state. You know, they don't give us loans like we should, like others. You know, you got people that come from other countries that get loans quicker than we do. Mm-hmm. So, but you have the power of a state here. We here to help our people to be successful. We will turn an impoverished state like Mississippi one of the richest states in the union. I know we can do it. We got the power. I know we can do it.
That's right.
You just got to do it. That's all. Don't be scared. Stop talking about, well, you know, the white man.
That's true.
I tell the bastard, bring it.
That's
all
right.
That's all I can say. Bring it.
That's right.
That's the only thing I got. That's the only message I got for y'all that's listening to this conversation. Y'all FBI, COINTELPRO, whatever the hell you want to call yourself. If you're listening, it don't make no difference, because I'm not trying to hide nothing. Because I'm going to do this right. You know, Brother Maurice reminds me of a scene in Billy Jack. I don't know if you're familiar with Billy Jack. But it was a scene with Billy Jack. Billy Jack was sort of a martial artist type guy. It was a scene in Billy Jack where Billy Jack told the sheriff, he said, I'm going to take this left foot, I think it was the left foot or whatever, right foot, I forgot which foot it was. He said, I'm going to take this foot and put it on your face, and there ain't a damn thing you can do to stop it. and the sheriff had his hand on his gun and all that kind of good stuff. And the sheriff said, what you say there, boy? He said, look, I'll tell you again. I'm going to take this foot, not his hand. I'm going to take this leg, this foot, and I'm going to put it right here across your face. Ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I'd like to see that. And that's exactly what Billy Jack did. Took that foot, whap! knocked his ass out. See, that's the way we have to think.
That's
Don't give a
right.
damn about what this cracker talk about in any opposition.
That's right.
I'm gonna take this left foot and I'm gonna put it on that side of your face, and a damn thing you can do about it.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? And that's the attitude that we have to have.
That's
There's
right.
no stopping us now. We've been given what we need in order to accomplish this once and for all.
Yes.
This is gonna end this. This the end of this part of the race is over.
That's
this
right.
race is to an end.
That's right.
And we are the generation that can do it and should do it.
Yeah.
We are the greatest generation to be produced. It's our time. It's for us. It wasn't for Malcolm. It wasn't for Marcus Garvey. But they set it up. They took their hits. So we know who we're dealing with. Because, you know, back in the past, you really didn't know who you were dealing with. We didn't know how vicious and slick and manipulative these people were. We think they were sort of like, had a type of humanity like other people on the planet. And we found through our interaction with these people, they some slick, conniving, real, I mean, woo! To call them devils is really putting it lightly. Because these people scheme on you, they will plan on you 50 years in the future. That's how they do it.
That's exactly how they do it.
You know, when you think that everything is forgotten and you on a trip to Disneyland, next thing you know, pow, damn, Brother Maurice got assassinated. What? What the hell? And since this was 50 years later, nobody had no idea what happened. What you know what the deal was. That's how they operate, man. Only thing I can tell you, Negroes that want to oppose, bring it.
That's right.
Crackers who want to oppose, any sucker that want to oppose, all that I can do is say, bring it. That's all I can say. Got something for you. What they say, got something for your ass. You know what they say? You know, you got to bring ass to get some.
That's right.
This is not 1960. This ain't 1923. This is a whole new ball game. And I'm not playing. I'm not playing, man.
That's right. Right.
This has got to go come to an end. It's got to come to an end.
No, I was saying somebody in the chat room suggested we make a promotional video, like a 5 to 10 minute promotional video. You know, just laying out the plan and then, you know, spread it around or whatever. So, you know, you brothers can get together and create. I don't know what happened. I was trying to share the video on YouTube and I ended up just getting kicked straight up out of here. I was trying to share the video to Facebook, to my Facebook account, and I got kicked, so I rejoined. But yeah, no, somebody in the chat room was saying we should create like a short, like promotional clip, you know, just to lay down, you know, like, you know, just, you know, what are we trying to accomplish, and you know, just giving people information on how to support, you know, the movement. So,
exactly.
You know, the brothers can start working on something
If
like
there's
that.
anybody that's an expert, because you know my video making skills on that part is, you know, it's not the greatest. But there are people. I mean, if you have that expertise, you know, come, you know, send your email to Brother Maurice or myself so we can get together and we can come up with something and make a nice, flashy promotional video. That'd be cool.
Yeah, because that would be great. We would need something definitely like that.
Yeah. But the first step in this campaign actually is the people have got to know, because if they don't know, how can they help? And then also I want them to know, because as you become successful, they can't say, I didn't know y'all was doing it. Oh, you're a damn lie, you did know. No, you knew. You knew. You just was tripping. And see, I want you to know, and because all those who don't participate, I don't want it to be like the 1960s. Those who don't participate, I want them to know. I want the world to know these are the suckers that didn't help y'all, and they should be shamed for not helping in this movement.
Exactly.
You should be shamed for not participating.
Exactly.
And they should be shamed. I want you so shamed that you commit suicide, because you should have been part of it. But see, this is the thing. You know, this is the thing about it too. You got people. Somebody was telling this story. I forgot who it was, but they brought. I think it was sister. It was a sister. I forgot who it was. Anyway, it's an old story called the story of the little red hen. The little red hen went out, wanted to, you know, make some bread, and she got the seed. Will somebody help me sow the seed? No, I ain't gonna sow no seed. You know, will you help me harvest the wheat? I ain't gonna help harvest no wheat. Will you help me thrash the wheat? Will you help me bake the? But when the bread got baked, here come it. Oh, can I help you eat that bread? And the little redhead, you don't get your ass out of here, man. You gotta get the hell out of here. You know, that's the way it is with us. We'll wait till the bread is baked. Then here you'll be amazed how many folks gonna come and ride on our coattail and they'll praise you. Oh, Brother Maurice, I knew y'all could do it. And blah, 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 blah. Nigga, where the hell was you at? Who was getting shot at? Because it might come down to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So you have,
here come everybody. No, you was over there with Tariq Nasheed at his house, you know, eating barbecue ribs.
That's right.
You know, the hell with that. We wouldn't barbecue in no damn. We trying to do something for real. You gonna fight, you know, how you gonna fight white supremacy? By giving him money to do what? To do what? We fight you fight white supremacy by giving him money to do what? That's my question. How do you fight that way? It's not accomplishing nothing. And you got a lot of other brothers out here, suckers, you know, they got to move up. They got to move out the way, brother. Get out of the way. Y'all in the way.
Exactly.
You messing with the people. You don't have nothing going on. Let them guide them to someplace where they can really get something going on, so we can produce something of substance.
Yes.
So you don't have to always talk about, well, the pyramids and in Timbuktu. Look what you did.
Yes.
Look what you did.
That's right.
I ain't impressed by that stuff because that's old and it's over and done with.
Yes.
That's the past. I'm talking about what living people can do.
Yes.
I'm talking about what is alive today.
That's right.
Be proud of what you can do with your hands, with your brain.
That's right.
You can accomplish and do what they done and greater, which they can't do nothing no more because they gone.
Yes.
You can always move forward. They can no longer move forward. It's over for them. That's a wrap.
Yes.
but I want to.
But you are alive, and you can accomplish what they've done and more. I love it. I love it, Brother Maurice. You keep me hyped up, man. Keep me hyped up.
Yeah, I want to say something though. Like, you know, you got a lot of some of these guys who's supposed to be conscious, and you see a lot of bickering and a lot of dissing and a lot of slandering each other in the so-called conscious community, and that tells me there's a lot of ego tripping within the conscious community, and like you said, it's more inner fighting and less building, and we're not building anything because there's so much jealousy. Oh, this person is making more money. This person is getting more donation than I am. So let me put this brother down or this sister down so he can get more money. So it becomes like a hip hop game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what we're seeing now. And we got to be careful too. This is the reason why if we can get somebody on a team that can learn some military strategies, you know, we got to learn how to shoot a gun. You know, we got to learn how to make grenades and stuff like that. We gotta have a military force, because let's be realistic. You know, white people already done that. They already been there, done that with the KKK and all that. They don't need to do that no more. They already trained our people to attack us. So we can't be naive and say all black people, you know, won't get jealous of us who are doing right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have black people, you have I would say you have I guess you could say black KKK now, or you might would say white people in black faces. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. we can't be naive where that we're gonna have that has our own people could be against us too. Of doing something right, because a lot of black people are profiting off of white supremacy. You know, you got people like Tommy Sotomayor, perfect example. Look at that guy, Jesse. What's his name? Jesse Lee Peterson or whatever.
Yes, sir.
He said he loved white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ruin their money because white people paying them to criticize their people, and they live in nicely, they live in a nice house or whatever, and you don't know how far they would go, and they would go harder than a KKK member to take us down. So we have to be prepared for that. And Malcolm had said things like that. I mean, look what they did to Malcolm, and these were black people that killed him with the help of white folks.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to do that no more. They don't have to wear the mask, the sheets no more.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be prepared, and that's always been my concern. Of we are divided people. We are divided as black people that support white supremacy as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know, Maurice. I don't know what your thoughts on that. Why would any black person? Damn. I mean, it makes me wonder. It's scary where that the slavery and Jim Crow had done so much damage,
mm-hmm.
where they think black people think black life is not worth a damn. Exactly. So what is I just want to know what's your thoughts on that, where that we have to worry about our own people stopping our goals.
And that is an excellent point in what you brought up. And as I answer that, and I want to paint the even bigger picture to it, because where you were leading us, not only do you have black people that make money off of white supremacy, you have other organizations. If you think about it, you think about these organizations that are set up to help poor and poor black people. You got organizations, Acorn, you got ACLU, you got all of these nonprofits out here. Mm. No matter whether they're churches, no matter whether they're mosques, no matter what their organizational goal, if they're in their charter, they're talking about helping poor people, then they're talking about helping black people. Right. They're talking about bettering our lives. See, it's big money, like you said, off of white supremacy. Mm. That's why you have so many 501c3s set up to try to solve the problem. Paid. They're not interested in solving the problem. Mm. They're interested in making that paper. Yeah. So when we begin to work and we begin to be successful, they are going to come after what we're doing.
That's true.
They're going to target us. So not only do we have the ignorance of our own people that's coming after us, not only do we have the people who claim to be for poor people, who 501c3s are set up to supposed to help us coming after us, we're going to be painted by a lot of people that's going to come for us. And very succinctly, the answer is this: for anybody that come this way to try to stop what we are doing, we will go to war with you. Because this is about the lives of our children. Mm-hmm. This is what this is. This is not about a payday for you. This is about the lives of our children, the future generations of our children that deserve to live and deserve to live in peace. And so you have decided to come against what we've decided to build. That's not hurting you. This is for us. But if you want to move against us, then we will wipe the earth with you. Trust and believe that. We will wipe the earth with you. I don't mince words when it comes with that. Because I will himself. Because our children, our women, they deserve to be happy.
Right.
They deserve to be able to look at us as men and see what we're doing and say, that's my man.
Mm-hmm.
They deserve that. And we deserve the right and the pride and the privilege to say, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I am a man. I don't have to carry a sign that says, I'm a man. I am doing what a man will do. I'm being the God that I'm supposed to be. And nobody, anybody that comes against that, God damn it, we'll kill you. God damn it, we just won't only kill you, we'll kill your seed, God damn it. Because for you to destroy this, you're trying to destroy our seed.
Exactly.
You're trying to destroy our women. And we will not allow that. So you come this way and you're going to meet your maker. That is a promise. That is a promise.
Definitely. That's what's up. That's what's up. Because that's one of our concerns. Because even Nat Turner couldn't trust some black people. He kept his circle very small. When he fought against those white folks. So he knew that he couldn't trust any black people. They know they'll sell him out. So we got to be very careful who we can trust and who we not can trust. It's the same thing. Nothing has changed. Nothing's new under the sun, brother. It is unfortunate we have to come to that point. Bro.
That's right. Well, family, we are at our 2-hour mark, so we have to go. But I thank everybody for coming out. I thank everybody for participating, for buying in to this, not just this idea, but buying into our future.
Yes.
Because we are going to make this happen. This is not a pipe dream. This is not a maybe. This is what we will do. And as I said, this is something that will get done in our lifetime. In our lifetime. So reach out with us so we can hook up. We got to have our security on point, and we will be checking. So don't think that you can come and say, I'm here to join, and somebody not going to visit, because we're going to check you out to make sure you are who you say you are. And we're not playing. We're not playing. So I thank everybody. Brother Angel Stubnose, you want to say something before we leave?
No, sir. I'm fine. I'm just glad, and I'm happy to see the brothers came to join us tonight. And the chat room has really been really busy. I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat room and all the listeners. The vibe in the house right now is just, man, I love the energy. This is
yes.
Wonderful. And we need to spread this word. Like I say, the first major step in this process, we got to spread this word. We got to just get the word out so our people know that this exists.
Yes.
We get the help that we need. Because I'm very sure, when you think about it, when our people actually compare this to anything that's going on, they got to know this is the way to go. They got to. This is the way to go. I've had the video out for a little while. Matter of fact, Brother Maurice, I knew something was right with this move, because when I presented it to you for the first time, I don't know how quickly you listened to the video, but you came right back at me like, yes, excellent. I'm like, wow. That was quick, and then he said, wow. So because see, Brother Maurice, I know Brother Maurice. I've known Brother Maurice it's been a few years. Good and bad Maurice. Okay. And if you can get Brother Maurice to respond like that, you got to have it going on. Because Brother Maurice it's not easy to impress this man. Okay? For real, it's not. Y'all listen to Brother Maurice tonight. It's not easy to impress him. You got to come for real, with something for real. He's, you come all with all weak need and lolly, and he came back, excellent, we doing it, let's do it, bow. I'm like, wow, okay, hell, he messed me up. But yeah, I'm loving tonight, man. we're gonna get on the case. We're gonna do this.
That's right.
Because it's the right thing to do. We're on time, and I can guarantee you, when we present it to our people, they get to know what's going on. They will begin to know. They'll start coming and join the rank. Matter of fact, they might start coming faster than we can keep up, which is a good thing. That's why we got to stay on our P's and Q's, because unfortunately, we're the leadership. We're the leaders. We're the ones out in the forefront. We're going to be the ones to catch the damn bullet. All right, if there's going to be some bullets flying, I mean, that's just how it go, man.
Yeah.
You know, we want to be the big shot leaders, and all the people praise you, and some of the sisters want to throw their panties on the stage and all that kind of good stuff. But remember, sometimes a bullet is behind one of them pair of panties. You know, it's not fun and games to be Mr. Leader. I mean, it's wonderful. People be clapping. Oh, Maurice, you're just so powerful. Maurice, wonderful. But it's a whole lot of other stuff that come along with that. You know, Dr. King was stabbed in the heart by a black woman, you know, at a book signing.
Yep.
Everybody's not gonna like you.
That's right.
Sam Cooke too.
Yeah, Sam Cooke. You know, he died under mysterious ways. You know, that whole setup, you know, that didn't look, you know, but yeah, I'm excited, man. I love being here, and you know, we're gonna do this. And you know, the brothers are here, Brother Guy, and Brother Guy ain't, you know, you can't impress him either. He's one of those people, you know, you gotta come correct. Brother Guy, you know, that's why I'm glad he's here. And I wanted to get Brother Guy here and we talk or whatever, because he's one of those brothers too. You don't impress him easy.
He's right. Yeah,
he's gonna question the hell out of you. What you mean by this? What you mean by that? That ain't what this say. You know, I mean, this is cool. And you know, and of course I love my brother Craig. Brother Craig been with me for the hell of years.
Yeah.
Love brother Craig. You know, so
I'm
hyped up now. I'm hyped up. I don't have nothing else to say.
I just want to say my last thoughts.
Yes, sir.
Just want to say I enjoyed having this dialogue, you know, and definitely it's very like you said, the energy is there, and we need more of this.
Yes, sir.
And because people are listening, and people want to start, you know, they want to start to engage, and we definitely need more of that. Also, too, just let people know that white supremacy only respect two things: death and finance.
That's right.
So if you're not willing to kill, get them with the money. You know what I'm saying? Either you buy people out, you boycott, whatever you have to do, because that's only white supremacy is about: finance and death. So we have to keep that in mind when we go up against the enemy. So, but I'm definitely enjoyed this, and I appreciate Maurice for inviting me on your show. This is very healthy and enlightening. So
excellent, beloved. Excellent. We're glad to have you. We're glad to have you. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
Craig?
Yeah, all I would like to say is I appreciate the opportunity to be able to join in, on today's discussion. So hopefully we'll take that first step, towards the path of freedom. And, I just want to say, peace, to everybody, that is watching this video, just to the brothers on the panel, peace to, everybody in the chat room, whatsoever. So I would just say this: let's just make this a reality. Let's get together, and I'll definitely do my part, because I'm not one of those type of Negroes that's just all about talk.
Yes, sir.
When somebody presents a plan to me, I'm the type of person that I'm about action.
Yes.
And I stick to my word. I don't make up. I don't make promises that I'm not gonna keep. So if I'm telling you brothers that I'm here in support, I'll be in support next week, next year, until we get this, until we, reach the goal. So let's just continue this going. We can set up another. I'll try to spread the word around, on social media as much as I can. Let's try to figure out a way to create some type of promotional video. So we can really, it's not as difficult as, you might think. I mean, I'm you know, I do a little bit of, you know, video editing myself. So, you know, we just have to come up with like, you know, how do we want this promotional video to, you know, to look? So let's just continue moving towards this.
Definitely. Definitely. Beautiful.
Hey, I want to send a special shout out to Jamie in the chat room. Jamie said they have tears in their eyes, you know, listening to this conversation. That's wow. We're gonna do it, Jamie.
You know, and I just want to say one last thing, and then we can go. Definitely, our chat room. Thank you for all the good information that you put out. Thank you for always encouraging your brother. You know, this is just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love you all. Yes. You know, and as our brother said, you know, if the enemy does take me out, I'm not worried about it, because if it take me out, I know y'all still moving forward with the plan. Y'all are still moving forward with the plan. So that's what it's about. Our freedom is here, and we didn't beg nobody. We took it.
Right.
We took it. And I love that. I love that, and I love you all. And we'll get together again real soon.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings. Love y'all, family. Gotta love Romeo. He ready for you, boy, I tell you.
Right on time. All right, brothers, I'm out.
All right. Peace and blessings, family.
Peace.